So I'm feeling more like my usual self. My voice is starting to come back, but I'm experiencing the first deviation from last time's sickness. The cough is staying longer than the no voice. I got sick twice, and it was the exact sickness. Still so confused by that. I got off to a slow start this morning because I decided to read a book all night last night. Well, until 3 in the morning. Sometimes I like to read books in one sitting, or one day, or one night. That's my preferred way to read books, is in one sitting. It's unrealistic most of the time, but my abs are sore because I was coughing all night. I'm going to be working on a project today that I'm still not really ready to explain. I just don't feel in the mood to explain it to you right now. But I'll be working on it tomorrow too, so I'll explain it then. Okay, hi, it's Tuesday. So the other day I went to go see The Greatest Showman in theaters, which is a really good movie. And there was just this little worm of an idea that came to my head when I got home, of doing a medley of the movie. So I started thinking about how I could put some of the songs together, and the idea grew, and it became a duet with the friend that I went to see it with, and I thought we could make it look really cool if I got Ezra to help me film it. And Ezra was like, yeah, totally, let's do this. So I got to work, organizing all of the music and the songs together, and I'm slowly composing one section at a time. And when I'm done with that, I'm gonna take a trip over to Tori's and record it, and then we're gonna set a date, and the three of us go out for a day and film the whole thing. And it's gonna look really cool, and it's gonna be really awesome, and I'm so excited for it. And here's a clip of what I'm working on to get you excited. I hope you get an idea of what I'm going for by listening to that segment. I've learned that writing medleys is so hard and really time consuming. You would think that, for argument's sake, if it was just the length of one song, if the whole medley was like 3 to 4 minutes. This particular medley is actually 6 minutes, but if it was 3 to 4 minutes, you'd think it'd be as easy as writing one song. But no, it's as hard as writing each of the individual songs, because every new segment, you have to look for new drum samples, which takes a bunch of time. There are different instrument changes. Sometimes if you're changing keys, it's a totally different set of chords completely. They're separate songs that you're mashing together, so it's basically like you're writing each song, but just a segment of it. And then there's the hours that you spend trying to smash them together in a way that makes sense and works. And that's not even mentioning the process of figuring out what songs go where before you even lay down the first note. The writing medleys is really time consuming, but it is so satisfying after like 30 minutes of fiddling with a transition to play from one song to the next, and it goes smoothly. It's really coming along. I'm enjoying how it's working.
Round 2.
See all this hair? It's going away today. A lot of it's going away today. I'm getting it cut shorter in the transition to going to a really short hairstyle again. Today it's gonna be like sort of an undercut, but like not quite. It'll be easier just to show you. So I must say goodbye to my hair. Goodbye, hair. Ooh, let's do some poses for the thumbnail. Oh, well, there it is. What do you think? Huh? I can't see it because I can't see my screen out in the bright sun. It'll take a little getting used to. And again, it's the transition period before I just take it all off. So, get used to seeing it for the next couple weeks. There it is, exporting audio. I laid down the last of it today, which was the acoustic guitar live with my microphone, so I saved that for last. And now it's exporting. You know that smell on your fingers after you play the guitar? One of my favorite smells of all the smells. I don't know what that smell is. I hope I'm not the only one who notices this. I'm spending the day enthralled in literature. I just finished a book on Sergeant York, copyrighted 1922, which is only 4 years after the events of the book. It's like holding real history in your hands. It calls World War I the World War. It's really cool. But today I'm reading the last book in a series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket. I haven't read any of the other books, just this one. I'm starting at the end. I decided that it's somewhat fitting to read a series of unfortunate events backwards from the last book to the first book instead of in order, just because of the meta material in this book. I'll give you an example and just read an excerpt from chapter 2. He's trying to describe a storm, and he says that he can't really describe the terribleness of the storm, and he says, "Most people who have survived a storm at sea are so shaken by the experience that they never want to speak of it again. And so, if a writer wishes to describe a storm at sea, his only method of research is to stand on a large wooden boat with a notebook and pen, ready to take notes should a storm suddenly strike. But I have already stood on a large wooden boat with a notebook and pen, ready to take notes should a storm suddenly strike, and by the time the storm cleared, I was so shaken by the experience that I never wanted to speak of it again. So it is useless for me to describe the force of the wind that tore through the sails as if they were paper." It goes on for a paragraph or so describing the terribleness of the storm. I love clever writing like this. I mean, just read the back of it. Hence it feeling like an appropriate decision to read the last book first. Anyways, I don't have any plans for tomorrow either, so this will be the final bit, and I will see you next week.